join his Celtics postgame live. Tom, Giles, Eddie House, Scal. Eddie, I'll start with you, man, because we just showed a defensive play, but what did you think about the effort tonight?
I thought defensively we were impeccable. We were getting deflections. We were getting rebounds. We didn't allow them to get too many second chance opportunities. Guys actually guarded their yard, and that was my key to the game, and that's my key to the series is don't let the ancillary players, don't let those other guys get comfortable in this game. Don't let them see 1, 2 go in because they're easy looks. Make everything tough on them as well, and I thought we did a great job. I mean, Luka, he's just so good, right? He had 30 points. He worked for that 30, though. Yeah. He worked for that. Kyrie, what he finished with? 12?
Under.
He worked under. He was talking that talk, too. And so I just like our defense. I like our mentality on the defensive end. Again, I've been saying it all year long. As our defense goes, this team is going to go.
And we have a special group that multiple people can guard. And you saw it tonight. Multiple people guarding their yard. You know who was really good defensively? Al Horford was great defensively. Switching out, keeping guys in front, making guys miss. Porzingis was great at the rim, last line of defense. I mean, Porzingis coming back obviously is a massive boost for our offense, spacing and everything, but he was great defensively as well. So many guys on this team can guard their yard and limit rotation, which is what you're saying. Cut the water off of everybody else. Well, if you guard your yard, you could definitely do that.
You know who's not going to get a lot of credit or shine for their minutes that they played? And Sam Hauser played 16 minutes, right? Yep. Yeah, he had 8 points, but when he had to guard, he gets a bad whistle, and I've been saying that for the longest. He gets a bad whistle, but he was in the right place at the right time. He was contesting shots. They were calling it because they just anticipate that Sam Hauser's going to foul that guy. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I thought Sam Hauser came in and did a great job with the minutes that he had.
He went one-on-one with Kyrie a couple times there in that first half. Let's talk about Porzingis, though, because you look at that second half. Dallas got it to 8, and then you saw Jason Tatum find Kristaps Porzingis for a dunk that kind of set the Celtics on a run. He played 20 minutes tonight, scored 20 points, Scout.
Yeah, I mean, right away he had a big-time matchup in the block. Anytime they would switch, he would go to work. I like this play. They wanted to test Porzingis offensively. They wanted to test that cab. They did that. He passed with flying colors. And then defensively, he was great at the rim.
I think this is the thing about this particular basketball team that's unique to any other team that I've been seeing is that Porzingis got off he had 18 points at halftime. He only finished with 20, but we still damn near win by 20 points. You know what I mean? It's anybody can get it, and everybody is a killer out there. You look at, you got 6 guys in double figures. Sam Hauser knocking on the door of a double figures. Peyton Pritchard shot 7 times, didn't knock one down. He's not going to go over the next time. You know what I mean? So when I look at, it's just the way this team is constructed. You got to give Brad Stevens all of the credit for making the right moves, putting these guys in the right position, but also you got to give the star players a lot of credit for sitting back and saying, you know what, it's not about me going to get 30 shots. It's not about me going to get 25 points a night. It's about us winning. And I think that when your star players have that mentality, everything else just flows a whole lot better.
Yeah, I agree. We were unselfish. Our star players guard. Everyone guards.
As far as Jaylen goes, though, we talked about the star players. Jaylen on both sides of the ball. You saw him with 3 steals, 3 blocks, a bunch of dunks in this one as well. The fish with 22 points. Eddie, what did you think of Jaylen Brown?
You know what? He never ceases to amaze me because since I've been covering this team, right, I've watched his growth and his maturation as a basketball player. I'm not talking about a scorer. I'm not talking about a defense. I'm talking about every single thing. And also, it's the mentality that he has. You know what his mentality is? I'm going to go guard that guy that's supposed to be that guy. And we could look up and see 30 points by Luka Doncic, but at the same time, he had 22, and he made it tough on Luka every single time Luka had the ball and Jaylen was guarding him.
Yeah, I like our physical presence on the ball. I think it started with Jaylen Brown. I thought they would start Holiday on Luka Doncic, but no, Jaylen Brown wanted that matchup, and he was up for the challenge. You could tell he was really engaged throughout this game, made some big shots. You could see the efficiency right there. So it was a really solid game across the board. Not one thing offensively shined out from any of our players except for unselfishness, and defensively, everybody was on point in this game.
Again, the Celtics, you had 4 different guys that had 3 blocks in this one, along with Porzingis and Jaylen. You had Jrue Holiday. Sorry, not Jrue Holiday, but a number of guys who just denying the ball at the rim and the defensive effort. I mean, you heard it on the broadcast, the 89 points that the Mavericks scored, the fewest. How many times do we see them get a lob tonight?
Hey, look,
how many times they get a lob tonight? You said it over and over again.
They tried it the one time with Lively, and then Jrue Holiday fouled.
Yep.
That was the one like clean one that they had. Everything else was not clean.
Yeah, and so the way it works is like this. If you're connected to Luka and you go over the screen, now the big doesn't have to help as much. Luka got no separation throughout this entire game. Those guys were glued to him, whether it was Jaylen Brown, whether it was Jrue Holiday, whether it was Jason Tatum. And if you got a guy like if I'm playing with Eddie and he's connected to the guy in the screen and roll, I don't have to help as much.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened today. We stayed connected to Luka, therefore we don't have to overreact. We don't get open shots. We don't give open lobs.
That was my whole point. No overreaction. If we don't overreact to whatever Luka's doing, we don't let these other guys get off and start feeling good. I mean, it'll be a long series for the Dallas Mavericks and a short series for the Boston Celtics.
All right, we're going to set it down on the floor. Now we got Abby Chin standing by. She's got Jrue Holiday who had 12 points tonight.
Jrue, congratulations. You guys led by as many as 29, ended up with an 18-point win. What kind of tone was set here in Game 1?
I think we came out with intensity. We had a really long break, so really anxious to get out here and play. I think defensively we did the job well and started off really fast, aggressive on offense.
The Mavs did cut it to 8 in the third quarter, but you guys came out of that timeout and regained control. How did you do that?
Staying poised. JP telling us to stay poised. Al telling us to stay poised because we know that runs happen in this game. 20 points is nothing, so we stood the punch and got it back up to 20.
For how much you love defense, you guys held these guys under 90 points to just 9 assists. What was the key to that?
Tough to do. Maybe they just had an off game or something, but we got to come with the same intensity we did last time. Try to close out to the three-point shooting and keep them off the free throw line.
Finally, what kind of spark did Kristaps Porzingis provide?
Oh, huge. Knowing that he's come back, knowing that he's been out for a while. Glad to see him out there and doing what he does.
Jrue, thank you. Congrats.
Thank you.